Just with James, I think you said Friday was a reduction in strength in the muscle.
Yeah.
Same thing or different part of the hamstring?
Yeah, same thing. The scan is pretty good, but there's a tightness, not strain, a tightness and a strength deficit. So for us, we just don't want to take any chances. We know last year we lost him for an extended period, and we want to be conservative and make sure he resumes full strength so that there isn't an extended absence.
Do you anticipate him being available for Boston or DC?
It's day to day, so hopefully, but it's a matter of does that strength get back to where we feel confident and he feels confident that we're not risking anything. That's what we're dealing with right now.
Before I pass this off, you had said after Friday's game that you've been happy with the team's spirit despite the losses. I mean, to you, it doesn't seem like there needs to be like a come to Jesus moment or anything like that. Is it simple to you as just getting healthy fixes a lot of these problems?
Of course, if we have, we're missing 3 or 4 guys that rotation players, if not starters, if not perhaps the best player in the world, it's going to change things. But for us, our guys have been outstanding the last few days. I mean, we've really pushed them to stay together, and we'll find solutions. And no matter what, we're going to get in and out of this together. We'll stay in this funk if we come apart, and we'll get out of it eventually if we stay together. And the growth potential when you fight through adversity like this is huge. So that's the motivation for us to stay together, to stick with it, because these valleys often are what determine or the foundations of your strength and resolve in the end. So we're trying to look at it as an opportunity. Our guys have been outstanding, with their attitude and approach. So we're really proud of the way they've kind of approached this thing and attacked it, and the way they've given us their ears and attention in film sessions, the way they've gone through shoot arounds and whatever it may be has been excellent. So really proud of them for staying high character guys and concentrating and trying to find solutions.
Wanted to, I guess, dig a little bit farther down on one of Alex's questions. I know you had said that in your conversations with James, you've just told him, listen, I'm there for you. We want to finish this thing out together. But with the trade deadline coming up Thursday, have you had any, I guess, any further conversations with him about where you guys stand or even where his mindset is going into this? And does his absence, is it impacted at all by what's on the horizon with the trade deadline?
No, I've talked to James. He wants to be here. He wants to be here long term as well. So I don't think anything's changed other than noise from the outside. James wants to be here. We're building with James, and we think we have the best chance to win with James. So, I don't think anything's changed on the inside, in our locker room, in our communication. It's just all the noise from the outside.
When you mentioned you talked to James and he wants to be here, was that like a formal conversation with him? Obviously, there's a lot swirling. Does that include the front office? I mean, how deep did you guys get into, his desire to be here?
This has been a constant thing since the summer. He's continually reiterated that he wants to be here, and we've continually said that we want him here, and that's our best chance to win. So nothing's changed from the communication we've had, and we just want to be conservative with him so we don't lose him for big stretches. We think when he's healthy and Kevin's healthy and Kyrie plays, our team's a totally different team, and we're excited by it.
Coach, you mentioned Durant. Is there any kind of timetable for his return?
We don't really get into timetables just in case, it gets complicated, but we feel really good about his recovery so far. And, I think he's well on his way. So, there's been no setbacks, and everything's gone to plan, or then some. And so we feel really positive about the progress he's making, and that a return will be a full one, and hopefully not in too long a period.
I want to ask about Kyrie's free throw efficiency. It's a very small sample size, I'm aware, but he's gotten to the free throw line less than he has probably throughout his career. I mean, do you look at that as just the difference in the roster from this year to maybe years past? And would you like to see him get there more given how effective he is, and also with James out, the role he has in the offense on the road?
Well, we'd love all our guys to get to the line more. That's one of the most efficient ways to have an efficient and effective offense. Having said that, it's a little different. There's not as much space out there. We got a lot less shooting, a lot more slashers on the floor. So he's not going to have the same space he has You know, when he's playing with a bunch of shooters and the floor is spread and there's space to attack and people are on an island against him, you know, he's going into crowds a lot more. So he's not gonna get to the foul line, you know, theoretically the same, but I still think he's playing at a great level, and he's still only, 10 games? I don't know how many, you tell me, but how many games? 11 games in. So, you know, the level he's played at is kind of remarkable considering how much time he spent at home and how quickly he can adapt to the NBA demands and play at an efficient and effective level is pretty remarkable.
So I just want to follow up on the Harden stuff. It sounded like, and I don't want to misinterpret you, that you guys are not trading James Harden.
Yes, that's correct. Kevin's good. You know, I think he's working away back home with our physios and strength coaches. That we kept a little team behind for him and LaMarcus. And so Kevin, like I said, Kevin's, I think, you know, excited to be back on the court shooting a little bit. You know, he's got a ways to go, but his progress has been great. And I think he's gotten a lift by being back out there and touching the wood, as he always says, and shooting the ball. Great. Thanks, guys.